So hi everyone, and welcome to this session where we'll discuss how to practice better allyship. My name is Suzanne McGovern and I look after diversity, equity and inclusion at Splunk. Splunk is the world's first data to everything platform, designed to unlock trapped value by bringing data to every question, decision and action. We're an enterprise technology company with over 6,000 employees headquartered in San Francisco in the Bay Area, or in this example, in our homes like me right now, but we do have offices all over the world. As the Chief Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Officer, I work on sourcing, engaging and developing talent to drive a culture of performance. And I work to incorporate diversity, equity, inclusion into our cultural DNA. I truly believe that creating a more diverse and inclusive workplace is the right thing to do. It also drives stronger business outcomes. So if you look at the last economic downturn in 2008, companies who continued to focus on DE&I really outperformed those who did not. In this session, you'll not only hear about the importance of allyship, but you will learn several tactics that you can use within your own organization to foster allyship. Since May, we've continued to see protests and demonstrations take place across the world against the systemic racism in our society. Racism and discrimination is all too familiar for Black and African American people, people of color and all marginalized groups. But the social justice protests taking place this year also raise questions for the people who don't normally experience racism or injustices about what they can do or what they should have done to help these communities. There are many different places where we can practice allyship within the tech industry and within your organization, like using your power to support or advocate for colleagues of color or from marginalized groups. No organization can build an inclusive and equitable culture without allyship. Allyship is a verb, it's a doing word. It means you actually have to do something. And one positive outcome, if you can call it that, of COVID and the current social justice movement is that the world is watching. People are coming together in unprecedented numbers and in different ways through technological advances. So there's tremendous energy and opportunity for systemic change, which requires allyship. Currently, about 50% of Splunk's workforce are members, followers, or allies of our employee resource groups, our ERGs. These groups provide community for underrepresented groups and allies, offering support, mentoring, and networking opportunities. Our ERGs include Pride, Women Plus, Veterans, our Somos group, which is our Latinx ERG, our Black Employees and Mentors, or more affectionately known as our BEAMS ERG, our Disabled Equals True ERG, our Filipinx ERG, our Natives, and also our Neurodiversity ERG, who support and give community to folks with mind health issues and concerns. So really important in this moment during COVID. And we wouldn't be at 50% if we didn't have allies involved in our ERGs. And this is really what will help us drive systemic change in this moment if majority groups really get involved. And since the social justice movement started in May, allyship interest has significantly increased. In order to keep momentum going, I wanted to share with you a couple of examples or principles or tactics to foster allyship. First of all, it starts with you. You have to educate to yourself. We can demonstrate allyship by learning. And as a member of a majority group, as a white person, it's my responsibility to remove the burden, to name the issue, the injustice, or the problem. You should check in with your colleague. Don't ask the worst affected to explain what is wrong. Go find out for yourself. So as part of allyship practice, we work to self-educate and coach each other. And this alleviates a bit of the burden, the emotional labor on our most marginalized groups. So for example, as a mother of biracial children, my partner is African, I've had the police talk with my kids, which is a difficult conversation. And I heard a Black woman recently asking white folks as an allyship practice that they have the talk with their white kids. So in that way, alleviating the burden for Black people and indeed for the next generation. So in addition to educating yourself, the other thing you really can do is provide a central resource for learners in order to mitigate the burden on your marginalized groups, on your ERGs and your people of color. We prepared resource documents and created a Slack channel for aspiring allies to share what they've learned. We also have monthly allyship circles to engage with all Splunkers about how they can hone their allyship practice. Topics in these allyship circles include the importance of intersectional identities, anti-racism education, and how to speak up at work. Since Black History Month in February, I'm happy to say that our allyship community has grown at Splunk by over 700%. And part of the allyship journey is messing up and sitting with that discomfort. So we invite learners to open up a conversation with an awkward question or reflection of their own mistakes or challenges. This really helps others go through the same thing. So for example, those who know me know that oftentimes I will start with an apology that I don't have the right words or the right language, but I really want to learn. In addition to the resources, then really make allyship practice part of your organization, make a commitment and take accountability. So in order to encourage allyship practices, it's important to identify and call it out as part of your org and really hold yourselves accountable. Here at Splunk, we have certain functional organization leaders who've established DEI committees. These committees help integrate ERG work, mentorship, and inclusion into their day-to-day business. They're also implementing DEI-specific objectives for their teams that will get evaluated on a quarterly basis. So working with your leadership team will help ensure that your organization is being held accountable when it comes to practicing allyship and achieving your broader DEI goals. So in close, creating a diverse, equitable, and inclusive company is the right thing to do. It also makes really good business sense. And we can achieve systemic change without allyship. I hope that allies can take this moment to help out more, to speak up, because without them, we can't make the progress we must achieve in this moment. As a company that profoundly believes in the power of data, we also know that we have a huge opportunity in front of us to learn and to do better. We will continue to bring our DEI data to every question, every decision, every action, so that we can drive great outcomes for our company, communities, and the world. So thank you for joining this session. I wish you all well and believe in my heart that we're stronger together.